In a quiet, picturesque village nestled among rolling hills and lush forests, lived a simple and humble man named Kin. The villagers of Tamba, as it was called, were known for their kind hearts and peaceful ways. Life in Tamba was simple. The people farmed their lands, cared for their families, and gathered for communal activities, creating a close-knit community bound by mutual respect and harmony. Kin was a man of few words. Tall and lean, with eyes that sparkled with an inner calm, he spent his days tending to his small plot of land on the village's outskirts. His modest hut, made of bamboo and thatch, was surrounded by a small garden where he grew vegetables and medicinal herbs. The villagers often sought Kin's advice, for his silence seemed to conceal a profound wisdom. Every morning, Kin would rise with the sun, offer a silent prayer, and begin his day's work. He moved with a deliberate grace, his actions mindful and precise. Whether he was tilling the soil, planting seeds, or harvesting crops, Kin approached each task with the same quiet dedication. The village children often watched him with wide-eyed curiosity, marveling at his serene demeanor. One day, a young boy named Ming approached Kin while he was working in his garden. "Kin, why do you never speak?" Ming asked, his voice full of innocent wonder. Kin paused and looked at the boy, a gentle smile playing on his lips. He motioned for Ming to sit beside him, and after a moment of silence, he began to speak in a low, soothing voice. "Words are like seeds, Ming. They can grow into beautiful flowers or harmful weeds. Sometimes the most powerful message is conveyed through silence." Ming listened intently, his young mind absorbing the wisdom of Kin's words. "But how can silence be powerful?" he asked. Kin closed his eyes for a moment, as if gathering his thoughts. "Silence allows us to listen deeply," he explained. "It helps us understand the world around us and within us. Through silence, we can find peace and clarity." The boy nodded, still puzzled but intrigued by the concept. He thanked Kin and ran off to share what he had learned with his friends. From that day on, Ming and the other children would often visit Kin, eager to learn more about the power of silence. As the seasons changed and the years passed, Kin's reputation as a wise and compassionate man spread beyond the village of Tamba. People from neighboring villages began to seek his guidance, drawn by the tales of his profound silence and the peace it brought to those who embraced it. One day, a troubled young man named Jai arrived in Tamba. He had heard of Kin's wisdom and hoped to find solace for his restless mind. Jai had been wandering for months, searching for answers to the turmoil within his heart. He had experienced loss and betrayal, and his soul was weary from the constant noise of his thoughts. Jai found Kin in his garden, tending to his plants as usual. He approached hesitantly, unsure of how to begin. Sensing his unease, Kin looked up and beckoned him to sit. "I have heard of your wisdom, Kin," Jai began, his voice trembling with emotion. "I seek peace, but my mind is filled with chaos. How can I find silence in this noise?" Kin regarded Jai with compassion. He placed a hand on the young man's shoulder and spoke softly. "The journey to silence begins within. Sit with me, and let us embrace the silence together." For the next few hours, Jai sat beside Kin, surrounded by the soothing sounds of nature. At first, his mind raced with thoughts, but gradually, he began to feel a sense of calm wash over him. The silence was not empty. It was filled with the gentle rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the distant murmur of a brook. It was a silence that spoke of harmony and balance. As the sun set, Jai felt a deep sense of peace settle within him. He thanked Kin, his heart filled with gratitude. "I understand now," he said quietly. "Silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of peace." Kin smiled and nodded. "Remember, Jai, the power of silence lies not in the absence of words, but in the presence of understanding." With these words, Jai felt a newfound clarity. He left Tamba, carrying the wisdom of silence with him, ready to face the world with a peaceful heart. News of Kin's wisdom continued to spread, and more people arrived in Tamba seeking his guidance. Each person brought with them their own struggles and questions, and Kin welcomed them all with the same quiet compassion. He did not offer lengthy discourses or elaborate teachings. Instead, He taught through his actions and the power of silence. One day, a scholar named May visited the village. May was renowned for her knowledge and eloquence, but she felt that something was missing in her life. She had read countless books and attended numerous lectures, yet she could not find the inner peace she longed for. Hearing of Qin's wisdom, she decided to seek his counsel. May found Qin by the river, where he often went to meditate. She approached him respectfully and introduced herself. "Qin, I have studied many teachings and philosophies, but I still feel restless. Can you help me find peace?" Qin looked at May and saw the weariness in her eyes. He gestured for her to sit beside him and handed her a smooth stone from the riverbank. "Hold this stone in your hand and close your eyes," he instructed gently. May did as she was told, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the stone against her skin. "What do you feel?" Qin asked after a moment. "The stone is smooth and cool," May replied. "Now, listen to the sound of the river," Qin said. "What do you hear?" "I hear the water flowing, the birds singing, and the wind rustling the leaves," May answered. Qin smiled. "This is the essence of silence. It is not about the absence of sound, but about being present and fully aware of the world around you. When you embrace silence, you can hear the whispers of nature and the wisdom of your own heart." May pondered Qin's words and realized that she had been so focused on seeking knowledge from external sources that she had forgotten to listen to her inner self. She thanked Qin and spent the rest of the day by the river, meditating and listening to the sounds of nature. Over time, May began to incorporate the practice of silence into her daily life. She found that it brought her a sense of clarity and peace that no book or lecture had ever provided. She returned to her scholarly pursuits with a renewed perspective, and her writings and teachings took on a deeper, more profound quality. Qin's teachings also reached a group of monks from a distant monastery. They had heard of his wisdom and wanted to learn more about the power of silence. The abbot, a wise and elderly monk named Tenzin, led the group to Tamba. When they arrived, Qin welcomed them warmly and invited them to join him in his daily activities. For several days, the monks worked alongside Qin in the fields, meditated by the river, and shared simple meals in silence. They observed Qin's mindful way of living and began to understand the depth of his teachings. One evening, as they gathered around a small fire, the abbot spoke. "Qin, we have learned much from you through your silence and actions, but we wish to hear your thoughts on how silence can be a path to enlightenment." Qin gazed at the flickering flames for a moment before responding. "Silence is a mirror that reflects our true selves," he said softly. "In silence, we can see our fears, desires, and attachments without distraction. It is through this reflection that we can begin to let go and find our true nature." The monks listened intently, their hearts and minds open to the wisdom in Qin's words. "Silence also connects us to the present moment," Qin continued. "When we are silent, we are fully here, experiencing life as it unfolds. This presence is the key to understanding and compassion." The abbot nodded thoughtfully. "Your words resonate deeply with us, Qin. We will take this teaching back to our monastery and incorporate it into our practice." With these words, the monks expressed their gratitude and prepared to return to their monastery. They left Tamba with a sense of peace and a deeper understanding of the power of silence. As the years passed, Qin's influence grew, and the village of Tamba became a place of pilgrimage for those seeking peace and wisdom. People from all walks of life came to learn from the humble man who spoke through his silence. Qin continued to live his simple life, tending to his garden, meditating by the river, and welcoming all who sought his guidance. One day, an old friend from Qin's past arrived in the village. His name was Li, and he had once been a restless and ambitious young man. Li had left Tamba many years ago to seek fortune and success in the city. He had achieved great wealth and power, but his heart remained troubled and unsatisfied. Hearing of Qin's wisdom, Li decided to return to Tamba in search of the peace he had lost. When he found Qin, he was struck by the serenity that surrounded him. "Qin, my old friend," Li said, his voice filled with emotion. Silence is powerful in many ways. It is more than just the absence of sound. It can be a tool for personal growth, communication, and mental well-being. Here are a few ways in which silence can be powerful. Inner peace and reflection. Silence provides a chance to reflect and connect with oneself. In our busy lives, we are often surrounded by noise and distractions. Taking a moment of silence allows us to pause and think deeply. It gives our minds a break from the constant chatter, helping us understand our thoughts and feelings better. Mental clarity. Silence can clear our minds. When we are quiet, we can process information better and make clearer decisions. It reduces stress and anxiety by allowing us to focus on the present moment. This clarity can lead to better problem-solving and creativity. Listening to others. In conversations, silence can be a sign of respect and attention. When we are silent, we can listen more carefully to what others are saying. This can improve our relationships because it shows that we value the other person's words and are truly interested in their thoughts and feelings. Non-verbal communication. Sometimes silence can communicate more than words. A comforting silence can provide support to someone in distress. Silence can also show confidence and control in situations where speaking might not be necessary or might complicate things. Reducing conflict. Silence can be a powerful tool in conflict resolution. Instead of responding quickly in anger or frustration, taking a moment of silence can prevent arguments from escalating. It gives everyone involved a chance to cool down and think about their words and actions more carefully. Personal development. Practicing silence through activities like meditation can lead to personal growth. Meditation helps in developing mindfulness and awareness. This practice can improve emotional health, reduce negative emotions, and enhance overall well-being. Spiritual growth. Many religious and spiritual traditions value silence. It is seen as a way to connect with a higher power, or the inner self. Silence in prayer or meditation can lead to a deeper spiritual experience and understanding. Appreciating the world. Silence allows us to appreciate the world around us. In silence, we can notice the small things we often overlook, like the sound of the wind, the rustling of leaves, or the rhythm of our own breathing. This can lead to a greater appreciation for nature and life. Enhancing creativity. Silence can boost creativity. Without the distraction of noise, our minds are free to wander and explore new ideas. Many artists and writers seek out silence to find inspiration and focus on their work. In conclusion, silence is a powerful and valuable tool. It offers numerous benefits for our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. By incorporating more silence into our lives, we can improve our well-being, enhance our relationships, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Silence is not just the absence of noise. It is a presence that can bring peace, clarity, and insight.